So I've owned this car for about a year now and I haven't made a single video on it just yet. This is my 1997 BMW Z3. As much as I love the car and I wish I could keep it forever, I just can't really justify it anymore. I guess what I really like about it, first of all, is just the styling. I think aesthetically it looks really good, especially in 2025. You don't see really many roadsters, and when it comes to the drivers of these type of cars, they all seem to be a bit elder, which is nothing wrong with it, but you never really see someone young owning them. And what I'm proud of, I've kept the car pretty original within the year. I haven't necessarily modified anything except the antenna delete and just your basic maintenance. So when it comes to the overall spec of the car, as you can tell, it's a 5-speed manual, but the engine choice isn't too bad. It's an entry-level M44, meaning it's a 4-cylinder 1.9 liter engine, and you know what, 140 horsepower for this type of car, I think it's more than enough, because the car weighs about 1300 kilos. It's about 300 kilograms heavier than your MX-5, like the NA generation, but I don't really complain. I feel like for what it is, it's pretty quick. Like, I've had some previous experience with E36s, and I don't know, like guys, if you happen to go on marketplace, car sales, whatever it might be, and you check few out, most of the interior is already trashed. But in this particular case, the only worn part I can really tell about is just the seat, which isn't really a bad thing because you can simply replace it. But all the plastics, the dash isn't cracked. I'm not sure whether it's real wood or not, but the quality is quite good as well. The steering wheel obviously has a bit of signs of wear, but you know what, it's completely usable, and you can just really tell it's genuine leather, and it held up really well throughout the years. All the electronics, such as your main lights, your indicators, your electric mirrors, everything works and has never failed me, which I'm really impressed, because when I bought this car, I wasn't hoping, but I thought it was gonna be more of a project. But in all reality, it's not that bad as people make it seem. So when it comes to your exhaust, it is standard, but I believe the previous owner would have modified the muffler so it looks factory, but they probably hollowed it out. That's why it has a bit of deeper tone to it, which I'll play right now. Right, so yeah, well, exhaust wise, it's not too bad. You can really tell it's a 4-cylinder, but it is what it is. You can probably do a muffler delete, resonate delete, straight pipe it, but I wouldn't personally do it. I think the car already brings a lot of attention as it is, based on its shape and just the fact that it looks really sporty. I get a lot of people trying to race me, which is kind of annoying because they're picking on the wrong target. Like, this car's not going to win you any type of races in 2025, 2026. The cars have got a lot significantly faster now. So I don't necessarily recommend racing it. I don't think that's not what the car is meant for. You can really enjoy taking it up the mountains, enjoying the curvy, twisty roads, carrying the momentum. But other than that, as a daily driver, it can get pretty hot because my one doesn't necessarily have a working AC at this point. I'd say it's just simply due to the lack of regas. It just needs to be regassed, that's about it. But yeah, there's a couple of scratches. Previously had an M badge on it, which I've obviously removed. That's about it. Boot wise, hard to open, but it's pretty small, but it's not too bad. I just keep a spare tire and a top to put over the actual cover with the top down. But yeah, like, the beige interior isn't too bad either. You kind of get used to it as you drive the car a little bit more. If you're looking at buying one of these cars, just know the stock ride height isn't as low. My car is sitting on aftermarket H&R springs, and due to that, if I get low enough, you can tell there's a lot of camber, like a negative camber at the rear and the front. Doesn't necessarily affect the handling because the car just handles pretty well naturally, being so low to the ground. and having most of its mass at the front. I used to sell completely brand new cars, and hopping in a car like this just makes me feel like I'm in some sort of time capsule. And when it comes to buying convertibles, guys, you can't really go wrong with a manual roof. It's so good. I was looking at an E36 once, and it had an electric roof, and guess what? It was fully excuse my French, but it was really bad, and it was a complete electrical nightmare getting it fixed. So you can't really go wrong with a good old manual roof. So yeah, aftermarket parts is probably the biggest downside of this chassis in particular. Let's say, you know what, you pretty much brought the car back to standard, it's mechanically perfect, and you want to modify it, make it yours. Except suspension and wheels, there's not really much you can do about it, because personally I couldn't find any front lip, side skirts, diffusers, spoilers. It's pretty much non-existent. Everything has to be custom made, or you have to go into depths of Germany and find something. But yeah, like, it's not as exciting as it might seem in the beginning. I guess you can use E36 rails, get some sort of bucket seats, drift style steering wheel, get a new shifter, and yeah, like, keep it clean aesthetically. But if you really want to customize it, all the body kits have to be handmade apparently. At some point I was actually hoping this car would skyrocket in price like E30s, considering, you know what, people intend to hate the new BMWs, like all the G series Beamers, saying they're getting heavier. Yes, they're getting faster, but they're not as raw, they're not as small, nimble like they used to be. I personally still like them, but if you know anything about the E30 market, even the recent E36 market, they're getting more rare and rare to find. And I feel like naturally these things will catch up, because they come with similar motors throughout the lineup. They can be found in manual, they're pretty decently lightweight, and they're rear-wheel drive. So personally, I think you can't really go wrong with them. And who knows, maybe in the future they will appreciate, because there's like, what, less than 300,000 units were made worldwide. But as of now, you can find them for pretty cheap. And if you can find a good example that you happen to like, and after test driving you want to get it, I will recommend it. I think it's a good car. I'm trying to think, like, what's actually next. Maybe a Golf R32. I think that'd be pretty cool. The VR6 all-wheel drive hatchback, you can pick them up for quite cheap now. Anyways guys, I really appreciate you watching this. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'll be making more content on the 228i. I just want to kind of break down the reliability of N20 in this full stage tuning process. And if you happen to have any questions regarding this car or any other car in the future, just let me know guys. Look forward to see you on the next one.